Joining us with markets is Darin Newsom, Senior Market Analyst for Barchart. Well, the Fed on Wednesday left interest rates unchanged. That wasn't a surprise. Why does the Fed just keep kicking the can down the road, Darin?
I think that's really what it has to do right now. It's still evaluating all of the available information and data for what that's worth on the ripple effects of trade wars and tariffs, and now we've got geopolitical problems, causing ripples in things like the energy sector and energy prices and so on. So I do think they do have to take a wait and see. Now, what I found interesting is that Chairman Powell said the Fed's still looking at let me get this right, two rate cuts yet in 2025. And that does fit with what the Fed Fund Futures forward curve is showing. One possibly in September, one possibly in December. I don't think it's going to happen. And in fact, if we continue to see indications of strengthening inflation or higher inflation, I actually think that by the time we get to 25, we won't have seen a rate cut. And as we head into 26, we could be leaning towards some rate hikes.
And that inflation would come from what? Either tariffs, or if this geopolitical situation keeps driving up energy prices, that would be inflationary, or what?
I would think so. All of the above, because we know, the seeds of inflation are sown with trade problems. So, when you throw tariffs around rather haphazardly, what that does is it's a tax on the consumer. And so it raises consumer prices. And so that fuels inflation. It sets the seeds for inflation. And then if you're not allowed to raise hikes to combat it, like what we saw around 2000, back in 2018, between 2018 and 20, then inflation tends to get out of hand. And so, I think the Fed is waiting to see, if we start to see those signs again, they're going to jump on it a little faster this time, regardless of what the White House says. I think the Fed will move quicker this time to try to keep it under control.
Well, they do have a tough job, that's for sure. Thanks so much, Darin Newsom, Senior Market Analyst with Barchart. We'll have more AgDay coming on.